Like an angel. So we are here with our travel angel this evening. Welcome to the call, Brian.
Hey, thanks, Casey, so much. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
Obviously I'm doing good, right?
How's the new year treating you so far?
It's been really, really good. We've been really busy getting ready for what we're going to talk about tonight. It's actually going to be an amazing 2020.
I'm super excited. I can't believe it's already 2020. And I know that's going to be a little bit what we're talking about tonight. You know, great things, they have to really, you got to strike while the iron's hot, right? I mean, time just doesn't seem to stop for anyone. And you blink and all of a sudden we're 3 weeks into 2020 already. And we have some amazing things to talk about tonight that's going to make for an incredible first quarter. And why don't you kick us off tonight with what's on your mind about Travala?
Well, look, the cool thing about the new decade is there's lots of new, promos and everything else that everybody's able to launch. And so we're going to be able to do that. There's so much stuff that's happening this week with Travala, with Organo. It's going to be one of the biggest weeks that anybody's seen for a long time. There's multiple promotions going on. There's, our new customer acquisition platform is being launched, which is amazing in itself. We've been gearing up for that as an entire company, as Travala, as Organo, for many months, and it's going to have all the platforms and everything that's good, including Travala. That's going to be absolutely amazing. We've been building a really fun promotion for a long time, and we're gonna kick that off this week. So the customer acquisition platform is going to get kicked off. We're going to kick off Travala first, and the customer acquisition platform, and then there's also a 2020 deal that we're kicking off as well. So it's a great week at Organo with Travala.
What I'm hearing, guys, is that if you're listening right now, then you definitely want to be sending out those last-minute texts, last-minute social media bursts. Make sure that you and your team are plugged into this call, because you're going to be getting a lot of vital information to kick off your 2020, because Organo is exploding, and you do not want to miss this boat, or this cruise, rather, since we're talking about travel. So, Brian, for people that are maybe joining us for the first time, we did a soft launch for Travala as we introduced it to the Organo family and this Organo culture midway last year, but what we're about to do this week is the official launch of Travala. So for those that are new to the call or new to Organo, what is Travala and why does it matter to them?
Travala is such a big deal. I started a company way back when, actually 8 years ago now, called A Leisure Life. Organo acquired A Leisure Life in June of last year because we had the best platforms and the best technologies that are out there. My partners who started, Travala, one of them ran, Wyndham Vacation Ownership, or the big West Coast brand of that, huge endeavor. Then we started at A Leisure Life, had the best platforms and everything that was out there, and that's why Organo acquired us. When Organo acquired us, we started to, build the Travala platform. We brought all our condos, all the different, curated content, everything that we did in building the Travala brand and getting ready for the launch right now. So this is a big deal. This is many years in the making. I can tell you the reason why I sold, or, collectively with my partners, that we sold A Leisure Life is because A Leisure Life was all over the place, but it's called, having licenses in countries everywhere. It's called being able to hit the map, and it's called a distributor base that can go everywhere. Many people that are on the call that will hear this call or see this call tonight, it takes a village, right? And so if we can lock hand in hand together, and you can go out of the gate with dozens of existing diamonds that already exist, and tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of customers, and in conjunction with distributors all across, with launching in Travala, United States and Canada, and then going to countries all across the world, it's a really big deal. But what we're doing right now, this is a long-term time in the making. The products, the platforms, customer service, all of that stuff, we're gonna launch, and this is gonna be just a rocket ship for all the existing Organo distributors that have been around for 10 years from the very beginning. for ones that have been, here for a year or two, or for ones that have come last week, or for ones that will come next week in conjunction with the vertical of Travala. It's so cool to have a travel vertical and be able to come out on the travel vertical and, stamp a giant organization and then stamp it in stone with lattes and coffee and OGX. And I love BU. I mean, that's just unbelievable. And we're doing a lot of stuff in conjunction with this launch. We're going to give some of the points that we're going to do. We're going to give some free BU away too. I'll talk about that. But it's just really good. And this is going to be the best promotion that anybody's going to see for a long time. Many of people that have been in the business for a long time that are looking for something that's legit. I'm talking about, hundreds of millions of dollars a season's merchant accounts, 10 years, 8 years with the company that got acquired that we're going to, Travala Leisure Life by Organo. And it's really, really an amazing mix. So I don't know how much you want to hear about, what we're launching next week. But I'm open to let the cat out of the bag a little bit.
We'll definitely let the cat out of the bag, but what we'll do is we'll wait and let it out at the end, and we'll keep everybody tuned in, because my only concern with this call is as soon as you share the details of the contest, of which they can win some stuff that's like really, really cool and lots of different really cool things, I'm afraid that they're going to be like, okay, I don't need to know anything else. I'm getting off the call. I'm making phone calls. So we want to hold your attention for the whole call. So we'll give you the contest details later. But you're so right. It takes a village. I know it's playoff football time, and you got some of the most talented, amazing people, and the teams that win are the ones that play as a team, where everybody's fulfilling their role. They're doing their part. They're suiting up. They're showing up for every play. And this is definitely the time of year in Organo where you want to be a player and not a spectator because of some of the things that have been put together. I mean, we can't as distributors buy the kind of experience and contacts and network that a Leisure Life by Travala brings to the table, and to even have access to the financial opportunity to make money and earn profits and grow an incredibly profitable business. It's a gift, and it's one that we should all be really grateful for, because this isn't exactly something we could go start up on our own and be like, yay, let's do it. And so when we're talking about the prices and we're talking about what Travala offers, how are we able, this is a question I get a lot, how are we able to offer this wholesale access? And why a travel club with the yearly membership? How are we able to do that? And I know those two things go hand in hand.
Okay, so I want you to put your entrepreneur hat on real quick. Right? It looks like you already have it on, but I want you to put it on more, right? So let's say that you decided that you are going to get a wholesale contract with a sunglass manufacturer, let's say Oakley's, and you are going to sell them wholesale, right? Well, in your distributor agreement with Oakley's, the first thing that says is if you're open to the general public, then you have to sell it for a suggested manufacturer retail price. It's called MSRP. This works the exact same way, because Oakley's doesn't want to ruin their brand, because if their $200 sunglasses get sold by you for $124, that's going to hurt, Jack's Oakley shop, right? The same thing works with Travala. We have all of these contracts that are procured from all the different, hotel aggregators and everyone that's out there in the industry, and there's a suggested price. So for example, think of your big hotels that are out there, your favorite ones. If we undercut those hotels that were lower than the price that they're able to even sell them for, it hurts. So basically what that means, through all the condo inventory, through the hotel inventory, through cruise inventory, through different inventory that we actually have to have password protected back offices to be able to do that. So that's why, and for any of those people that have them right now, any kind of test accounts that people can show stuff and everything else, we're not going to have that, because we can't, because the brand and the prices that we have are actually so good. So that is it's actually a good thing, because it means that we actually have real prices. And when you have real prices, let's build it. If you build it, it will come, right? They'll come from everywhere.
I love that, because that is even more value. Like our prices are so good. These major players in the hotel and condo industry are saying, whatever you do, you can't tell the public about it because they're not going to buy from us because our prices are way more expensive. So the value of showing somebody the travel platform through the Travala portal, and then that's not even beginning to touch on the value from the Forever Week. So for those of us that are maybe new to the term Forever Week, what's the difference between the portal, which is the yearly membership, and then you can take that portal and give yourself what I consider the upgrade of the century and participate in the Forever Weeks program?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through that, and then I'm going to go into why the inventory is the way that it is a little bit. But first, what the difference is our travel getaway portal. We wanted to come out with a product that was under, $50, that beat the pants off of everybody else that sold it for $100, right? And so what we did is we came out with $29.99, which everybody else is 3 times more. You can get in for, just get in as a distributor, get in at the $29.99 wholesale price, or you can sell at $49.99. So as a, if you're just coming in as a customer and you're not going to be a distributor, it's $50. If you're a distributor and you come in the deal, it's $29.99. So we knew that if we could achieve that, we could be, 3 to 4 times less than anything else that was out there on a monthly basis in this industry. And then we could add product that other companies that they don't even have. With the travel getaway portal, we actually added some condo inventory. So we added a taste of Forever Weeks, and we actually try to do some promo pricing in there with some of those weeks that we have. I mean, I'm talking killer deals. I'm talking, go to Las Vegas for $400 for an entire week, stuff like that at condos. I know someone that just used a Travala getaway portal week in Orlando, and they stayed in Orlando in a 2-bedroom condo for $432 for an entire week with their family, which is really good. So you have all that. When you and with that, what we've done with customer service, all the stuff is online. When you book a reservation, there's a reservation number. You get an email. If you have any problems, you can, with the hotel or whatever, you can call that actual line on there. The customer service isn't there almost by default because we wanted to bring the price down as much as we possibly could and bring as much product and savings as we possibly could in this system. So when you talk about the upgrade of the century, and you talk about the Forever Week platform, okay, there's about 10 different things that happen when you buy a Forever Week. The first thing that happens when you buy a Forever Week is you get that Forever Week inventory, right? So the Forever Week inventory that you get, and I'll actually go with that last because I'm going to talk about how that comes to be. But the first thing that you get is you get your concierge line, right? So if you want to be able to book your bucket list trip, let's say that you wanted to go to, Von Franstein or Mitsu Pizzu or all these there. I'm looking at all the pictures on my wall. So you want to, whatever, San Fran, New York, wherever you want to go, and you want to create a bucket list trip. Let's do a test of a trip that I know that was created by our concierge. We have someone that wanted to go to Sonoma Wine Country, California. They wanted to go do all the vineyards. They want a private car service. They wanted to do a hot air balloon when they were there, which I didn't even know existed. They wanted to ride on a train. No, this gets better. Then they wanted to rent a car, go all the way down, go to San Fran, hang out in San Fran for a couple days, and then drive all the way back up into some different places. It was a bigger 10 days. So we did with our concierge. We didn't have a hot air balloon company in our system. So the concierge called up, booked the whole trip, and they actually called California Drifters, which is a California hot air balloon company, booked it, procured it, and booked the entire thing. So the one thing that you got to know about concierge is a concierge can do that. The next thing is you get enhanced hotels, enhanced cruises. You get in the United States and Canada, there's actually a interactive app that you can actually download on your phone with coupons. You can save money at restaurants. There's actually a calculator in there that you can say, you can go in the back office and say, I get pizza once a month. I go to the movies once a month. I go here once a month. I get my hair cut. I have 5 kids in my family and we get our hair cut we get 2 haircuts every month, and it actually will show you at the bottom and say, if you use this, you're going to save, you know, $1,200 a year. And so that's in there. There's interactive curated content that we put together, and that's one of the main plays that we have through our systems. So we actually, through some of the technology that we have, we actually can curate content a different way than other companies can. So not only can we get better prices in some of the different things, but we can show things in real time in different areas. There is so much. Everybody knows the amazing stuff that Paul's been doing, and everybody gets the bits and pieces of all these different interesting things that are happening, you know, with you know, IBM and Watson and all this other, you know, different amazing stuff. And to give you an idea, this is kind of a cheesy input, right? So everybody was watching this thing on the news the other day about the international reigning Jeopardy champion, right? And this guy won everything. He's the greatest Jeopardy guy of all time. And he's played computers. He's played the best Jeopardy person that ever walked the face of the earth. Guess the one thing he lost to? He lost to Watson. So to know that we're, as a company, that not only do we do forecasting, but we're doing, you know, analytics and different things, and going forward with Travala and different things that are out there, it's a real cool deal. So we have that. So anyway, I just want to throw that in there. So with that, I'll give you an example. I'm going to talk cruises for a second. Okay. So with cruises, I think you were talking about a cruise the other day, right? So I'll give you an example. Let's say that you're looking to go to Alaska, or let's say that you're looking to wherever. Let's say you're going out of Miami next week, and you're going to go to, say, you know, Puerto Rico, St. Martin, you know, all the different islands. You know, you would go to Airport Beach. If you've ever been there before, that's pretty crazy. Watch planes fly right over the little top of it's pretty nice. If you want to go to, like, say you want to go to Turks and Caicos, or that's a real cool place. There's a place called the Staircase. And if you're in Turks and Caicos and you're snorkeling, you watch it drop 35 feet, and then it drops to 45 feet, and then it hits a wall, and it's 2,000 feet, and there's a giant abyss. It's pretty cool. But wherever you want to go, okay. So let's say you want to do that, and there's all these different cruise lines, and you get into the back end portal, and you see, you know, Norwegian, and you know, you see Royal and Carnival, and you know, all the different cruise lines, and Princess, and all the different, you know, Holland America, and all the best cruise lines that are out there, right? And you see the lowest price, because we're always going to have the lowest price in there, right? You know it's going to be the lowest price. And you go to book a cruise. Well, when you go to book your cruise, or maybe after your cruise, you hear a friend talking about, well, I went to Alaska and I booked on this cruise and I got free drinks. Well, you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't know if I get free drinks. That's what the concierge is for. The concierge is going to know when you go to book a cruise, they're going to be able to say, hey, look, Norwegian is giving free drinks away on all these cruises through the end of the year. Royal Caribbean's doing this. MSC's doing this. Carnival's doing these different promotions. So they're experts in the field. So that's why it's so important to have our concierge that we have, and that's such an added deal with Forever Weeks, because when you call, you know that you're going to get the experts that you talk to, and they're going to be able to tell you and help you do things that you never otherwise would be able to do. I'll give you an example, another example. Let's say we wanted to go to Las Vegas. Have you been to Las Vegas, Casey?
Maybe once or twice.
Once or twice. So have you ever seen the water at the front of the Bellagio?
Yes.
Have you ever seen the Cosmopolitan right next to the Bellagio?
Yes.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. This is why concierges are good, and people who know the travel industry are good. Okay? If you look in between the Cosmopolitan and the Bellagio, in between the two hotels, and you look up the sky, you're gonna see something that's pretty neat in between them, and it's called air. There's sky, and the reason why there's sky is there's a little tiny condo project, a timeshare project called the Jockey Club that nobody even knows exists. And their elevator in the Jockey Club actually lets out on the hotel floor in the Cosmopolitan. And the reason why that hotel is there is when all the people came to buy the land and they went to build the Bellagio, Mr. Owner of the Jockey Club stuck his flag on the roof and said, heck no, I'm not going, right? So if you knew that was there, you would know that you can go to the Jockey Club and you can book a 1-bedroom suite for a week for $800 and actually be right on the strip and get let out on the floor of the Cosmo. So there's cool things that the concierge can do for you, and they can help you in a wide array of ways. International travel. If you want to go on a cool cruise, if you want to do a Viking cruise, and you want to go on the Rhine, if you want to go on, one of our curated content packages, the concierge is gonna help you do that. So basically, in the nutshell, the difference between a normal platform and Forever Weeks is high-end villas. It's going to give you more condos with the Forever Weeks, obviously, that you're going to get a pick from, and I'm going to go into that a little bit. You're going to get expanded cruises, expanded hotels. You're going to get all the coupon stuff. You're going to get, look, if you go into our back office right now and you want to go buy a brand new vehicle, you actually save money off of MSRP. And the average that I've seen on new vehicles is anywhere from $3,000 to like $7,000 or $8,000 off of anywhere. There's all sorts of stuff and all sorts of goodies that we procured and put in that back end. You're going to get all of the fantasy getaways. You're going to get last minute trips. You're going to, on top of that, you're going to get the fantasy getaways. You're going to get the last minute trips. You're going to get last minute Forever Week condos and a plethora of other things. There literally is we're putting so much stuff into the Forever Week platform that it changes all the time. You just got to go there and check. So anyway, back to when I was talking about Forever Weeks, about how the inventory actually comes to fruition and how it comes about and why that inventory exists. So there's big exchange companies out there. A lot of, if you've any of you that have been in the timeshare business know that if you go out and buy a timeshare, then Casey, let's say that you buy a timeshare in Las Vegas and I buy one in Florida. The way the exchange company started is I would trade, yours and you would go on vacation, go to mine, and vice versa. And that's how the first exchange companies started. So anyway, there's tens of millions of people that are involved in these exchange companies. Well, what happened is, well, first off, let me ask you a question. Have you ever known anybody that's owned a timeshare, Casey?
Actually, I was just talking to Kelly Rakowski this morning, and they spent a pretty penny on a timeshare first part of last year, first part of 2019, and it didn't offer near what Forever Weeks offer, and for way more price as well.
Okay, so what happens is a lot of people like that will buy a timeshare, right? And it's really, really weird, but because of the booking stuff and some of the stuff around it, you'll know people that have timeshares that don't use them every year. But what's crazier is they have to pay those HOAs every single year, no matter what. So if I go out and I buy 3 weeks of timeshare and I spend $40,000 a week, not only am I into my timeshare 120 grand, I probably have a $700 or $800 a week maintenance fee that I have to pay every single year. So guess what? If it's $700 and I have 3 weeks, for example, and let's say that I don't use them that year, I still pay $2,100 for that vacation that I didn't even go on. And a lot of people will buy a timeshare, and there's a dirty secret in the timeshare industry that if you buy this timeshare that's out there and you buy an entry-level timeshare and put it in exchange, you're going to get the trading power to be able to go to a ski week in Park City, Utah, and it just doesn't work that way. And so what happens is all these timeshares are out there, and they, there was actually, I think the year before last time I looked at, there was 2 million unused weeks. So what happened is you got these big exchange companies, and 15 years ago, one of the big executives and one of the big exchange companies realized that, a lot of the resorts look, pretty empty. I mean, we're talking like in a season where they should be so full that you shouldn't even be able to get a parking place. And what happens is when I buy a timeshare, or you buy a timeshare, we exchange it into this exchange company, right? We pay an exchange fee, and then we can actually bank it. So we can either trade it into something else or bank it. So all these people that own these timeshares were banking their weeks. So they would pay the fee into the exchange company, but it would just sit there and they would just save it. Well, what would happen to it wouldn't get used. So there's 2 million unused weeks. And so basically, since they were all paid, let's say we own the big exchange company, and we have all these people that have already banked their weeks, that have already paid for it. They're just sitting there and nobody's using it. And we're thinking, Casey, you know, we got a pretty good executive business idea. Why don't we figure a way to monetize this unused inventory? And so what happened is they realized that, look, if they just called up Expedia and dumped it on the open market, you and me would be really, really ticked off, because our Florida and Vegas weeks that we paid 40 grand for, and our HOAs are $800 a week, it'd be pretty sad if they dumped it on Expedia and it was, you know, $400. So that doesn't work. The owners would basically, you know, lynch them, right? So what happened is they created the right to use inventory system that we were able to procure through all the contacts and contracts and everything else that we have. And so all of that extra inventory, we have the capability to suck it out from the exchange companies. And because of that, our back offices have to be password protected to protect the owners and protect their prices and everything else. So it's a pretty cool thing. So that's how the Forever Week inventory is procured. So then we just get feeds from that, and those feeds are available to go in and book in the Forever Week system. And then all of that other stuff is in the Forever Week system as well. So basically, becoming a Forever Week owner gives you however many Forever Weeks that you have every year, but then a carte blanche gives you everything that you could want in the travel industry. And, you know, in timeshare, for example, many of the big timeshare places, like in talking to the Rakowskis and everything else, you usually have to have multiple weeks until you get a full concierge service. And that's why we've done that with Travala in the one Forever Week package. I mean, to be able to get it just on one Forever Week's a big deal. So it's pretty cool.
Wow, the competitive advantage is everywhere you look. And I really appreciate you sharing the background, because it just shows us that we haven't really understood what we really have our hands on, to be quite honest. I mean, I'm hearing what you're saying about just the conceptual brilliance of saying there are these unused weeks. How do we wholesale those to a select group of people? And I'm just sitting over here kind of like rubbing my hands going, man, I'm glad that select group of people is the Organo people, and that we're able to participate in that, because the competitive advantage for that, I was looking at some of the Forever Weeks today, $355 for a week in Italy, $565 to stay at a castle in Ireland. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the type of pricing that dreams are made of, because so many people want to travel. And I know you're talking about 10 million people participating in these exchanges. How big is the travel industry? Because, you know, we think, here at Organo, we're like, yay, billions in coffee, yay, billions in weight loss, yay, billions in skincare.
So if you take network marketing, and keep in mind, network marketing really isn't an industry, it's a distribution channel, right? So if you take that entire distribution channel of the $171 billion, all of it, all the skincare, all the coffee, all the everything that exists, it's about 1% right now of what the travel industry is. And so the travel industry is huge. It's getting bigger and bigger every day. We are, you know, as far as from the conventional travel industry, timeshare, vacation stuff, everything else that we're actually, you know, developers with my partners and everything else as well. There's nobody else in the affiliate marketing industry or network marketing industry that's from that industry. All those guys are just, hey, let's join a deal and plant our flag and be in the travel business, right? So, you know, my partner that founded A Leisure Life, you know, who's behind closed doors, I mean, he's developed, I think, I don't know, probably 100 different resorts, and I'm not developed them. I mean, from A to Z, picked out the hot tubs on the roof, picked out the colors, picked out the high rise, everything from the Disney Garden Walk project to, you know, bunches of different stuff. And I can tell you, with the curated contents and some of the forecasting that we're doing, and this is a pretty bold statement. There's some pretty smart business guys that are out there. I've heard a couple of them say it before, and they say that if you can take a tiny little piece out of any market, then you're going to be pretty successful, right? Well, if we can take a tiny piece out of the travel market, that's going to be a pretty cool thing. And some of the things that we're doing we're going to have some firsts, and that's a pretty big thing to say in the next while, to say first. So we're pretty excited about what we have. And honestly, in network marketing, I'm pretty excited about what others don't have too. And so that's going to be pretty good for us. And that's why we sold. That's why I'm here.
So let's talk about sales. You guys have 8 years of experience just with a leisure life, but combined amongst your partnership, you guys have decades of experience ranging from development to curating content to travel to building businesses to working in network marketing to running as entrepreneurs. You guys really cover all your bases there. We've put our entrepreneur hats on. Now we're going to talk to just the distributors, not necessarily just our clients and the whole of Organo, but the people who are looking at this going, okay, a bold statement to say we're going to take a piece out of this travel pie that's in the trillions and growing. How do we sell it? Like, in your experience, do you have phrases? Do you have scripts? Do you have, I just look at the opportunity on social media to actually travel for business and post pictures. Who's not going to want to be like, dude, what are you doing? I want to see the Great Wall of China. I want to see the Northern Lights, all that stuff. But from a sales perspective, because we're about to announce these promotions that have been put together, there's some people that are going to listen and they're going to be like, this is everything I've been dreaming for, and they're going to be off to the races completely unstoppable. What can we equip them with as far as sales tools? And then we'll talk about rapid funnel here in a minute, but before that, what about the selling side have you learned that you'd like to share with us?
Well, look, first of all, in anything that you sell or anything that you get involved in, it's a lot easier. And look, there's people that are going to create a widget next week that, people are going to be using in a year from now, that it's going to be everywhere, right? But I'm more of a calculated conservative. And what I mean by that is I would rather, if I've been in sales myself, or if I've been out there, I want to sell something that I know that works. I want to sell something that I know is proven. And so with all that other stuff and, the entrepreneurship and all that other stuff, conventional travel company, my partner, when we started a leisure life, the company before that, my partner, ran the whole deal. They took it to 900 a year. It evaluated for, between, depending on who you ask, between 4 and 6, and which is with a B. And so it was a pretty big endeavor. We put roughly, I watched, right? But they put, 250,000 family owners, anywhere between $10,000 and $50,000 a piece, into that system. Now, when we left that and we built a leisure life and everything else, one of the reasons why we did is we believed in value proposition, right? If I'm selling a product, even if the condos are nice, I call it the brother proposition, right? And so if I call it my brother, or I call it my sister, or I call it my mom, if what I have isn't good enough to sell for them, or if I'm selling them a product that's $30,000, and I'm thinking in the back of my mind, wow, am I taking advantage of my family, right? Then it's wrong. So what we set out to do is use all of our influence, all the connections, everything that we have to give you a very, very good product, but bring the price point down, okay? So let's think about that. So we've already done it. We've already done the conventional travel deal before, and I said 250,000 families, right? Do you think that we think with the platform that we have now that we can bring in 250,000 customers and tens of thousands of distributors, times that by 10 with what we're doing now? Absolutely, because what we've done is this. How long you probably have an LCD hanging on you, or you probably have a giant LCD TV in your house, right? That you watch, right? Well, it was probably, don't say out loud how much you paid for it, but think of how much that LCD was 15 years ago, right? That same 60-inch LCD 15, 20 years ago in your house that you can buy now for $1,500, it's probably $25,000, right? And the same thing we'll go to DVDs or videos, right? How many people remember Blockbuster Video or Hollywood Video or all the different video stores that were on every corner, right? Then Redbox came out, Netflix came out, all these different things came out, and it switched that entire persona, right? The LCDs replaced plasmas, and it lowered the price, and it switched that persona. This is going to do the same thing. We have that entire industry, the back end of the timeshare industry, all those different hundreds and hundreds of millions. The total travel industry is trillions of dollars. What we want to do, and what we have done, I should say what we did want to do and what we've done now, is we wanted to create a platform price point that everybody that's out there, everybody, I call it EIW, everyone in the world can take advantage of it at throwaway money, right? Throwaway money to me is under, different price points that are out there. So when we get into, $30 and $50 for a customer, when you can sell a customer platform, make $20 a month off of it, that's a huge deal. So what we want to do at $29.99 and $49.99, we want to give people a taste of the lifestyles that the Rakowskis had, that Kelly bought that timeshare that was $40,000 or however much they bought it for, right? That's a lot of money, and good for them. They work really, really hard, and they deserve the things. That they're awesome. They're some of the coolest people I've ever met, and they deserve everything that they have probably times 1,000 more than they have, right? But here's my point, right? Now with Travala, we actually can give everyone the same piece of that pie instead of paying that. And we actually can do it at $30 a month. And then for the people who want to get serious and travel more, then you can get into the Forever Week platforms and everything else. This is more than just a launch. This is more than just a vertical. This is actually making memories that matter, reinventing one's personal vacation. It's different for everybody else. It's more about, what's your internal culture? What do you want to do? When you get money and really get time, what are you going to do? And that's what we're going to give everybody with Travala right now.
Powerful. That's so powerful. And you're talking about affordable luxury, which is kind of a misnomer, but the reality is the Travala platform and the message that you guys set out to create and that you have created is allowing luxury affordability to the everyday, everyone in the world concept. I love that, because what you guys have done with in the past with $10,000 to $50,000 chunks times 250,000 families, and now we've taken that chunk to $50 a month at retail. The retail pricing for Travala, the retail pricing for a Forever Week is still better than all the other pricing out there on the market. And you and I were chatting the other day about how if people really understood the value of retailing a Forever Week, it's still a great buy, great competitive advantage for their customer. And you can literally have people with 5 to 10 Forever Week customers a month, introducing 5 to 10 people a month into the Forever Week advantage and value, making more than what the average American earns at their job working full time.
Well, look, there's actually, look behind. I'm actually going to move out of the way a little bit. This is actually at my office. That's actually a sales floor. And what that sales floor is, I don't know how well you can see that, but there's, 20 tables with chairs and everything else. And people come into there and they view vacation options, and they buy it, and they buy packages that are $6,000, $7,000, $10,000, $15,000, $16,000. Right? And what this does, what the system that we're doing does is, for example, one Forever Week, it retails at $2,250, right? Between wholesale, which is $1,500, you make $750 when you sell a retail Forever Week, which is crazy. And it gives everybody all those different options. And everybody knows the different things. For people who aren't on the that aren't in yet or haven't seen it yet, the basic Travala membership is $50 a month for a customer, $30 a month for a distributor. If you're a distributor and you sell a customer package and they pay $50 a month, guess what? You get a 20 spot every month. It's huge, right? That's huge. That's easy. They get all of those benefits in that package. Okay, so let's say that we want it for a year. We get a discount. We can buy the year for $300, right? If we sell one Forever Week, we'll just go to the bottom and it tiers up. But if you sell one Forever Week as a distributor, it's $1,500, or as I should do the other way, as their customer is $2,250, A distributor is 1,500. So Casey, you call me up, you tell me the wonderful benefits that we have with Travala, you sell it to me, you make $750. And what's so crazy about that is tell me another, and the reason why they don't, compliance-wise, is they couldn't, because everybody told them they couldn't do it. Because the product that they had, they would sell people a pallet that had packages that were, you know, $7,500 or whatever, and the commissions were very, very low. That commission, I mean, you know, what's the actual percentage of 750 to 20? It's huge. And so whether it's 1 Forever Week or 2 Forever Weeks or 4 Forever Weeks, or some of the, you know, cool stuff that we're coming out with, you can make a bigger splash and make more money than any vertical that's out there. And keep in mind, all these people that you get in on travel, they're going to be stamped in stone, and they're all going to buy BU, and they're all going to buy coffee, and they're all going to buy OGX. Because guess what? The first thing that happens to me when I want to go to St. Thomas, or I want to go, you know, I start looking in the mirror and I start hitting the gym hard. What a better way to do than hitting the OGX, right? So there's lots of fun stuff.
That's so fantastic, and it's boiling down to exposure. You know, those who works, and those who share the story of Travala, and they take stories from what we've talked about tonight. And there's so much great content, guys, in your back office, in your Organo back office. Go to your resources tab under My OG Office. There's this Travala presentation. You have FAQs. You have all kinds of great information. But I'm always telling people the best way to learn how to swim is to jump in the pool. And the best way to learn Travala is to get your portal, get your Forever Week, and your personal experience that you share is where that big value comes from. And now we have an opportunity here to share for people just like you and I to say, hey, listen, we've got some packages, some promotions that are going to be launched this week. But before we go into those details, which I know you're super excited about, and you and your team have worked with Christelle and the executive corporate team to put these together, and I so appreciate it. But we also have that customer acquisition program you were talking about, a customer acquisition app. People have been asking, I want videos, I want this. You've taken a look at it. How is it?
Yeah, so look, you know, I've done the direct sales, ran a company for many years. And no matter, you know, whether it's an entry-level person or whether it's distributor that got lucky and was in a line and had 100,000 people underneath them and did a couple things right, no matter who it is, right? They always say, what tools do you have? What tools do you have? And, you know, you can come out with videos, you can come out with different things, but the platforms that are out there, some of them are phenomenal. And so what we've done is it's all created. This isn't, hey guys, we're thinking about creating this giant customer acquisition platform, and you're going to be able to suck all the videos in and send emails and see if they watch stuff and do follow-ups and, you know, upload all your peeps and all that different stuff, and it's going to be great. And you know what? If you sign up today, you can sign up right now, and we're going to have it all ready by January 1st, right, of next year. It's done. It's launching this week. And so the BU, OGX, just the normal Organo brand, Travala, all of it. It's all going to be out, and it's amazing. I've seen it. I know how great the videos all are. I've seen them all. They're phenomenal. And it's one of those things. It's easy to share if all you have to do is click. It's easy to show people, and then you can say, hey, when they watch it, you can see it, and then you can call them up, you can follow up. Tools make people's lives easier. That's all it does. So for the people that want to work and the people that want to blow this up, look, I'm telling you right now, I know for a fact that there's people watching this right now that are going to be, you know, 6- and 7-figure earners if you aren't already, right? I know for a fact there's new people, because I know who's on some of these people that are watching this tonight. I know that there's a couple seven-figure hitters that will take this, run with it, and that's what they'll do with this company. And it's just gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be good to watch. And the customer acquisition platform that we have it's awesome. And we're gonna do lots of awesome things. And it's, look, right now at the helm, we got a want creator, and there's not a lot of them. And this is a pretty cool deal.
It's so exciting, and the marketing is just, I mean, it's truly on point with the big guns. It's on point with Apple. It's on point with some of these people that you think of, these companies that you think of when you think of great marketing. It's really a first-class tool, but the tool is still in the hand of the holder, right? So it's what you do with the tool and the work that you put in. And you guys have curated some promotions for the launch of Travala. They will be launched at some point this week, along with the customer acquisition tool. They will be launched this week, but in combination with these promotions that are coming, you guys have put together a pretty stellar contest. Can you tell us about some of those details?
Yeah, I would be happy to. But before I do, and I know that we're dragging, we're going to get everybody out of here before an hour, I promise, because I want to be that person too. Trust me. But before we do, look, I want to set a stage. Okay. This is a long time in the making. Okay. And what we're releasing and what we're giving individuals, this isn't wait for a year, wait for 2 months to get going or whatever. What we're releasing right now, this is the stuff that dreams are made of for a lot of people. I haven't been to all the events. I went to the Orlando event, and it was right after Organo bought my company, and I sat down, and then all this crazy music started playing, and you guys went on stage with swords, right? And I saw Paul knight someone, and it was a pretty cool experience. And all I'm saying is this is the making of this. We're gonna hit the afterburner right now. And so this is, people from all over are going to come in. They can either be from you, or they can be from Johnny, your next door neighbor, that you see when you go to an event. When you see that you go to the next place, we have the capability to do price points and get people in at amazing things. There's a 2020 promo. There's all sorts of stuff that are out there. But I talked a little bit about the customer acquisition stuff. That's all coming this week. We're going to launch Travala first. And when we launch Travala first, we're going to do 2 promo packs with that. Okay, we're going to do 1 promo pack. It's going to be under $500. It's going to come with 250 extra points for the getaway portal. It's going to come with a BU kit. It's going to come with a 1-year membership to Travala. And that's going to give you 1 point and then 15% on the commission, right? Like a pack, right? So it's going to give you 1 point. Remember that 1 point. The next pack we have is going to be $14.99, right? That pack is going to come with a Forever Week. It's going to come with, so normally the Forever Week price is $1,500, right? So customer-wise, this is a huge customer pack, right? Because normally, you're $22.50, right? So it comes with an extra 750 points to the Travala Getaway Portal. Comes with the Forever Week. It comes with 1 year Travala membership, which is normally $300, right? Then on top of that, it comes with the BU skincare pack, the 4-pack, the nice one, the big one. It comes with 2 vanilla OGXs and 2 chocolate OGXs. And it also gives you a $120 fast cash as well. So, or a fast start bonus. It comes with all of that stuff. And that gives you 2 points, okay? And that's $1,500. And then, of course, it gives you 20%. What happens with the 1 or 2 points, right? And I'm just going to go up the line, okay? So you can combine the 1 point or the 2 points. This contest goes through the end of February. If you get 6 points, you get a free BU skincare pack. If you get 10 points, you get a free Travala membership for a year. If you get 15 points during the contest period, you get 1 Forever Week. If you get 20 points, you get BU skincare for a year. 1 package every single month of the 4-pack, right? The big pack. So if you get 20 points, you get 1 of those packs every single month for a year. So that's an $1,800 value. If you get 25 points, you get 2 Forever Weeks, okay, which is cool. $2,800, 28 or 46, depending on how you look at it. Wholesale to retail, right? Because you can just go sell them, right? If you get 30 points, okay, you get a trip and airfare. We'll book it between April and July. And the place that we're looking at for that right now is the Hyatt Grand Regency on Waikiki Beach in Oahu, right? For 2 people. So if you hit 30 points during the contest period, you and your friend, you and your significant other are going to Hawaii and are going to have fun. So it is a killer promotion. Second package, first one is 2, but it's just complete. You know the value. I mean, it's huge. It's better than anything that we've ever done before. And there's some other surprises that I want to tell you that are coming this week as well. Let's just say you're going to be able to sign up a lot of people.
It's really going to be fantastic. And like you said, that first pack is awesome too, under $500, great value. But that second pack, for the price of a Forever Week, you're getting the Portal, the Forever Week, you're getting BU, you're getting Shakes. And every time you sell one of those packs, you retail it, you sell it to a personally sponsored individual as a wholesaler, you're collecting 2 points. And those points are adding up to incredible prizes. When I saw 20 points gets you a year supply of BU, I was floored. At $1,800 value, I mean, not only are you going to be using it, but you retail that, that's cash in your pocket. We literally have never made a contest this appealing, and with the tiers of different earnings for everyone who wants to go to work. And this is I've been thinking about telling that person about travel. Oh, I think my friend mentioned Disney World, and this one said I want to go here. It's time to collect all of those people and start exposing the Travala story, because I know there's so much more to come. And this is really the way to kickstart 2020. We're already into a new decade. It's time to check in with our goals, with our game plan, and really hit the ground running. Like you said, the thrusters are on. We're putting the pedal to the metal, and we are ready to go really just tell the world about all of the great things that Travala has to offer. When it comes to our customer acquisition tool, when it comes to these promotions, keep your eyes and ears open on your email, on the Organo social media pages for all the official details that will finalize all of those things. But it's happening this week. So if I was you, as soon as this call is over, you make the list of people that you're going to reach out to about these promotions, because I know that there's some people who they heard BU and they want it. They heard all expense paid, including airfare. That's like a $4,000 value for a 5-night stay for 2 people at an incredible resort in Waikiki. So many amazing things. Brian, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, your passion. I know after we spoke the other day, Stephen and Deanna were like, how'd your call go? And I was like, man, this guy is fired up about travel. And I love that passion that you've shared with us this evening, and what you guys have created in partnership. We want to welcome you again to the Organo family, and thank you for your collaboration and partnership. We're very excited to see how many people are going to win in a major way with Travala. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the Organo Nation tonight?
You know, I have a very, very interesting perspective because where I came and how I got into the Organo family. I've been friends with Paul for years, and I was able to see kind of a 30,000 foot view of everything that's happening and everything that's taking place. This is probably, and for the people who watch this and for the people who actually take advantage of this launch, you'll be able to look back and be like, holy cow, that's where it's changed. The firepower that's here that you can take advantage of, and you know, with the different promotions that you're going to hear this week, one of which I could let out, I'm not going to. You're going to be able to build things faster and bigger and better than you ever have. Travala is a vertical, and it's one of multiple verticals, an amazing family. The reason why I'm excited about it just happens to be the biggest industry in the world. And if you do this, and if you use the customer acquisition tools that we're going to give you, and let all the stops out and just go with it, go for it, like you've never went for anything before, you're gonna surprise yourself, and you're gonna hit the ranks that you want to hit. And pretty soon you're gonna be the one on stage, and I'm gonna be sitting across the table just looking up at you and listening, and you know, you can be telling me what to do. So anyway, it's really, really cool. We're really excited. Thank you for all the individuals that are on this call and on this Zoom that are watching this. You know who you are. It's time. It's the afterburn button. So anyway, that's it, Casey. Thank you so much for all the wonderful interviews that you do, and you're a very gracious host. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Organo family. We'll see you next Sunday, but let's blow it up this week with Travala. Good night, folks.
Thanks, y'all.